particles sometimes behave like particles and sometimes like waves. Friends, we could spend months exposing inconsistencies and lack of explanations in quantum mechanics, such as that a particle can be in two places at the same time, and of course explain it with consistent data. What does can mean? Is it at the whim of the particle, or is it at the whim of the quantum physicist who observes it? Does this mean that it has mass in both places? That mass is created and destroyed by the particle itself. That suddenly she is in one place, and immediately decides to go to another without any force to drive it. But of course, the first thing that is done in QM is to prohibit logical thinking, which they call human thinking, since there is nothing to think about, but rather follow the guidelines of QM. Same occurs with superposition, entanglement, and hundreds more. But in order not to go that far, let's look for something more daily and primitive, which is that particles sometimes behave like particles and other times they behave like waves. And since its queen test is the double-slit experiment, in this case with electrons, well, that is what we are referring to. And forgive me, quantum scientists, but we must ask ourselves some questions about this experiment. If the electron measures approximately 10 to the power of -17 meters in diameter and as a wave extension to interfere in the experiment, at least a diameter of 10 to the power of -3 meters is needed in the slits, that is, 1 millimeter, then the volume or extension of this wave would be 10 to the power of 42 times larger than the electron. In other words, in practice it would be as if a ping-pong ball exerted a wave greater than our solar system. And of course, we have to ask ourselves some questions about it. What are those waves made of that can encompass and exert their potential in that gigantic volume relative to 10 to the power of 42? How does the electron create a wave 10 to the power of 42 times its volume? Why is it sometimes cool and other times not? When and when not? Is the energy of that wave created and destroyed? What happens to the millions and millions of electrons that are in the space and mechanisms of the experiment, such as in the air, grids, impact screen, etc.? Do they not create waves that interfere with each other? And this way, so many more questions. Therefore, and according to my cosmic model and point of view, it is not possible that within a world of infinite waves, because there are infinite particles, that when it suits our quantum theories, we emit a wave that is completely free and that does not make any interference with all the others. Therefore, that imaginary and theoretical world of vibrating strings, composing vibrating particles, that appear and disappear collapsing between them, and only an intelligent being such as man can make and build with his observation a real physical world, for me, is only a bad taste joke. Thank you very much for your attention.